Seasonal work often feels urgent only after the phone starts ringing. By then, the best schedule may already be full, materials may need lead time, and customers may have hired someone else. A 12-month calendar helps you prepare useful education and approved offers before a real service window arrives. It is not a forecast of weather or plant health. It is a planning system built from verified local information and your actual capacity. Pause here and compare this step with one recent job. Check demand window, lead time, crew capacity. Write down the facts you can prove, the unknowns that remain, and the person responsible for the next decision. We will build a local timing map, connect each window to appropriate customer education and service options, and add capacity gates before anything is promoted. Then, we will use AI to organize the year while clearly labeling dates, conditions, and services that still require verification. The practical test is whether a crew member or customer could understand this without extra explanation. If local timing, offer rhythm, capacity check is vague, improve the source record before asking AI to produce a cleaner version. Subscribe to AI Work Crew and turn on notifications for practical new AI content coming out daily to help local service businesses save time, work smarter, and grow. Start with sources you trust. Your completed job records, qualified local guidance, supplier lead times, manufacturer instructions, contract obligations, and the experience of people who understand your climate and services. Separate recurring business patterns from weather guesses. A warm week does not prove the season has changed, and a national article may not apply to your market. Record the source and review date beside every planning assumption. Apply this to a small sample before changing the whole business. Review service records, local guidance, suppliers, crew history. Compare the draft with the real outcome and correct the workflow whenever the record and the field do not match. For each service, define 4 windows. First is preparation, crew training, equipment, materials, and landing pages. Second is education. Answer common customer questions before urgency rises. Third is the approved offer window. Fourth is delivery, including the last responsible date and any capacity limit. These windows can overlap, but they should not depend on invented scarcity or unsupported deadlines. Pause here and compare this step with one recent job. Check, prepare, educate, offer, deliver. Write down the facts you can prove, the unknowns that remain, and the person responsible for the next decision. Segment the audience using observable facts. Existing customers may need a renewal reminder or a review of services already discussed. New inquiries may need an educational checklist. Some properties require inspection before any recommendation. Avoid sending every offer to every person. Relevance protects trust, reduces opt-outs, and helps the team focus on work it can deliver well. The practical test is whether a crew member or customer could understand this without extra explanation. If existing customers, new inquiries, property fit, service history is vague, improve the source record before asking AI to produce a cleaner version. Use this prompt. Organize the verified services, local timing sources, supplier lead times, customer segments, and capacity limits below into a 12-month planning calendar. For each month, suggest a preparation task, educational topic, eligible audience, optional offer, verification checkpoint, and stop condition. Do not predict weather, diagnose properties, invent deadlines, discounts, demand, or results. Flag every date and claim that needs local review. The owner approves all promotions, schedules, and promises. Keep a visible review gate beside this step. Confirm use sources, label uncertainty, respect capacity, record who approved the decision, and preserve the final version. So later changes do not erase what the team originally knew. Suppose records show that spring cleanup inquiries usually rise after a locally verified condition, not on the same calendar date every year. January can be equipment and page preparation. February can explain what customers should document before requesting an estimate. The launch remains conditional on current local conditions, crew readiness, disposal capacity, and the services you actually offer. The calendar prepares the work without pretending to know the weather. Apply this to a small sample before changing the whole business. Review January prep, February education, verified launch. Compare the draft with the real outcome and correct the workflow whenever the record and the field do not match. Every campaign needs a capacity gate. Before promotion, confirm available crew hours, route space, equipment readiness, material availability, disposal arrangements, and who makes weather or safety decisions. If the gate is closed, pause or narrow the offer. AI can draft the customer communication, but it must not keep selling work the operation cannot schedule responsibly. Pause here and compare this step with one recent job. Check crew hours, route space, materials, weather decision. Write down the facts you can prove, the unknowns that remain, and the person responsible for the next decision. A useful monthly rhythm can include one common question, one approved proof of work story, one explanation of your process, and one low-pressure invitation. Protect customer privacy and obtain permission for photos or stories. Do not invent testimonials or before and after results. Reuse verified information in several formats so marketing becomes consistent without becoming repetitive. The practical test is whether a crew member or customer could understand this without extra explanation. If question, proof, process, invitation is vague, improve the source record before asking AI to produce a cleaner version. At month end, compare planned and actual timing, qualified leads, accepted work, route fit, contribution, capacity pressure, complaints, and opt-outs. Update the calendar with verified evidence. Do not judge success by lead volume alone. A campaign that fills the schedule with poor fit work or creates service failures needs correction, even if the response rate looks strong. Keep a visible review gate beside this step. Confirm leads, fit, conversion, capacity, complaints, record who approved the decision, and preserve the final version so later changes do not erase what the team originally knew. Your calendar is now a controlled operating plan. Prepare, educate, offer, deliver, and review. AI keeps the moving pieces organized, while qualified people verify local timing, and the owner controls capacity and promises. Next, we will use observable customer signals to identify accounts that may need attention before they quietly cancel. Apply this to a small sample before changing the whole business. Review, prepare early, verify locally, protect delivery, compare the draft with the real outcome, and correct the workflow whenever the record and the field do not match.